how do you come back from that just, like, psychologically? At that point, you just surrender the game and go, like, look, all right, you got me. That was savage. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's Sunday night, and that means viewer game night. And we're starting early because I need to really jump right into these games. I'm excited. I hope you are. Let's get to it. Now, before we actually jump into the games, I, of course, have to let everybody know that I am part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does give me coffee for producing Phobies content. So just wanted to let you know before we get into things, but let's jump into those games. All right, here we go. Starting it off, it's Mushry in the blue trunks on Always Watching. This game is on my main where I had a close match with Smother Mother. Best Phobie. Or so I'm told by the notes. We'll see how much work Smother Mother is able to put in here. Smother Mother's actually come up a lot lately in various conversations. I'm not sure what prompted it, but suddenly Smother Mother's getting a lot more scrutiny again. I just got a Tiny Tim from an Uneasy pack, and then later got Mr. Tramples from a Frightening pack. Nice. Crazy how this game works. That's how packs work. Random is random. I want to see a high five game to improve my high five experience. To be honest, I don't think we get too many high five games, so you may have to be the first. Be the first and show us how it's done. The Mushry here is actually leading off with an early Gravedigger rather than my usual game plan, which is Crushmore. Now, the Gravedigger can, of course, mess around with Terraform, but it doesn't represent the threat on the heart that Crushmore would. We'll have to see how this goes. I feel like I heard the dog sneak past me, but she must be behind the green screen at this point. Ray Chargels. I don't really like Bad Guy's response here, to be honest, chat. I mean, it's not bad. But here's the thing. Phobies is a game, like many others, that you can't just be doing plays that are fine. You have to consciously be pursuing a game plan. Yes, it is possible your opponent will just blunder, make some egregious error, and then all of a sudden you overwhelm them. Sure, that can happen. The more likely scenario is that if you allow yourself to end up falling into these traps, or these game, not necessarily, well, it's kind of a trap, but these patterns of not consciously moving the game state forward in a direction that you want, whether it's setting up a trap for your opponent, it is pushing the heart, it's aggressively threatening panic points, their team, whatever. You fall into this weird setup where you just don't do anything. And I feel like that's what Bad Guy was doing here. Tell me this is a dead Hevo. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Nice. With the snowball snipe. Great play here by Mushry. I was originally, as I was explaining, and it was kind of distracting me a little bit as I was trying to get my point out, I saw this Gravedigger go in. I'm like, why did it go in that far? But we get the yoink here, the heads-up play from the attack at the top. This is why it kind of felt like Bad Guy was being a little bit lackadaisical with their setup. Now, they do replace the Hevo with Hematic Ginsting. It is a big map. You have plenty of time to reinforce, plenty of keys to reinforce with, but you did just give up 5 keys to your opponent in a scenario you probably didn't want to. Double yoinks here with Octonaughty. Couple of Hydrate redeems there. Definitely need to. It's the temperature's creeping up. Because I'm more on streams, since I'm more on vacation, so obviously one of the biggest users of Smother Mother. Fair. Fair. If Ray Chargels wasn't there, Hevo wouldn't die that turn. Yes, but that's the setup. Walked in your garage and almost suffocated. I can believe it. It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Welcome to the coldest summer we'll ever experience again, is the phrase I keep seeing go around. So the double yoinks here is questionable. 98 degrees, get out of here. This ain't a boy band in the early 2000s. I'm not, I can barely handle the 80s. Chad, it's hot for me when it's like 40 degrees outside. I'm not doing over 100 degrees or close to 100 degrees. It's not happening. It's way too much. Speaking of too much, bad guy building up their forces. 5 keys left, 11 for our hero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 phobie slots available, so our hero can reinforce. But with a triple panic, 3-to-1 panic point advantage, they really do need to basically just set up to punish. And here's where we see the third yoink, the Smother Mother. The problem is that thanks to the Attractor and the Spider, obviously, bad guy can zone out our hero a bit as well. Neither player wants to be the initiator in this scenario because the counter yoinks are probably going to obliterate you. But we'll see how it goes. This date's got hit by a fire ant? Yeah, I mean, I think that's an apt description. Good luck, Rybread, if you're grinding out. How close are you for the rest of the event? By the time this goes live, the event will be over and we'll know what all the rewards are. Tractor could be a problem here? Absolutely. But bad guy did leave some stuff exposed here. They may have been intentionally sacrificing this. I mean, obviously they are at this stage, but if they were planning on offering it up, that makes sense so that they even the panic points out here. But our hero's able to reclaim them immediately. Now, as mentioned, there's still 5 keys left for bad guy. If they can set something up, they can make our hero's life very difficult. The thing is that both players probably need to death ball here. Just group up so that way, yeah, you could get more bees hit. You can get a big attractor pull. But if my whole team is there, and then you have to like sort of rotate just to even do that to begin with, you can probably wipe out most of their team and then proceed to just threaten them. Now, at this point, due to the way the rotation's going, our heroes had a panic point advantage for much longer than bad guy, 56 to 83 here. And now it's a quad to 0 panic point advantage with a bunch of threats here. And oh, by the way, this Smother Mother. Whoop. Smother Mother's level 9. 991 damage being represented if this thing connects with the heart. Only on rank 18 and going to be exhausted tomorrow? Yeah, there's an argument to not... Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, the rewards are worth it, but don't risk your health over a video game. Let's put it that way. Don't overdo it. Everything in moderation, right? We can't get really a set of chain yoinks here. I mean, we're getting multiple yoinks, but not chain yoinks. I love the yoink here through the spider just for the damage. Sniping the daisy, maintaining a 3-to-1 panic point advantage. And some free damage there onto the attractor. Now, this does mean that, hypothetically, bad guy can do some annoying yoinks. But this is kind of what I was talking about. Although we didn't get the death ball out of our hero, we did get a splitting of their forces. And yeah, bad guy's clearly going to get some counterattacks through this, but it's not going to be sufficient for what they need. I mean, I expect, like, the spider in the north is going to live, it looks like, which means that it'll get 2 hits, or 1 hit, and then the Smother Mother can come in. The ray can obviously snipe the attractor. The Smother Mother is just going to brutalize something down here. Down goes everybody's most hated phobie. Spider retreating for its life. Of course, Muffin's already on the board. Smother Mother being large and in charge here. I don't even know that you necessarily need to save the spider, but... Good lord, Atona. What did you do to that controller? Like, how did that happen? What kind of controller was it? I think it bears repeating, don't risk your health for a video game. It's not worth it. Bad guy with a lot of panic points, but, Not for long, and oh, by the way, hero. A lot of damage. Hashtag got him. GG. Rossarius coming in against Dragon. Currently, I think top 3 on the ladder right now. Despite level, despite boss, I pulled it off. Very, very stressful arena game. Shout out to my opponent. What a great game. All right, everybody should be taking notes. I know Eternal Monday is a map that people tend to despise. So, and this is a really unique opener out of our hero here. I get it, because this prevents either panic... Well, maybe not prevent. You probably just trade here, right? So what's the level difference here? 16 to 15? It's not too bad of a level difference right now. I mean, I could definitely see that happening, Atona. I don't know why, but I actually like more this map without the 2 middle blocks. Well, yeah, that a lot of people go for that game plan. Wait, what? Oh, it lived at 20. Womp wah. I mean, the Murder Wing does survive. We saw this somewhat yesterday in one of my games where, you know, the level differences matter. Level differences matter. And unfortunately, our hero doesn't have a good way to invade here. There's really no way to threaten anything, so yeah, you just cap this point. Let's take a look at the bows. 16 to 14, that's a little... We're starting to see a little bit more of a level differential here. I don't know about taking this panic point. I mean, I get it. You're covering it with the Murder Wing. And the middle point can get blown up by the jar trivially, but, like, this was also going to get blown up. You kind of make your opponent's life a little more irritating than it might have been otherwise, but I don't know. It does give you some time to get this bow mangles in position, but this is no longer covering this panic point, so you're going to have to find a way to eliminate the boomer, hence the repositioning here on the jar. Interesting not electing to take the point right away. This is very patient by Dragon. Like something was in my eye there. This is really patient because you're inching up the rest of your team, the bow and the snowball, in order to try and help protect this boomer. Because obviously you then threaten the kill on, say, the Murder Wing or whatever happened to be there. So the bank yields a Hematic Ginsting. There's 8 keys available for Dragon, so I imagine it's going to be boss since, you know, we talked about that not long ago. And there it is. Now at this point, I think most people would throw in the towel. If not literally, then psychologically. Because it's okay. It's a small map. Boss is on the board. I only have 3 keys available. What am I even going to do here? However, you do get the pick on the boomer here. Nice and easy. And we get a follow-up boomer for our hero. Sure. Now, the advantage here that Rossarius has... something's wrong with my eye. The advantage Rossarius has here is that if the boss tries to commit, you're already staged in position, meaning that either bow or the Hematic is going to get multiple hits. You get the follow-up from the other one, and then the jar can even swing back to the stim if boss decides to go towards the middle. Five keys remaining for bad guy, 8 for our hero. Obviously, this boomer's not long for this world. The bad guy's actually not interested in reclaiming that point yet. Ooh, Graylien. All right, this is a good counter. So a lot of people, I think, get trapped in these mind states, we'll say, where it's, oh, well, I need to trade out, and then eventually they'll make a mistake, and that's how I'll try and take the game back. And it's you get in these weird setups where it's, I'm trading 1 keys, and then eventually you just lose your bank of keys, and then all of a sudden, all right, well, I got to make a middling phobie that's not really going to be the answer, and you end up losing. It feels as though frequently the better option is just simply go for it. Put a big phobie on the board, put something that's threatening and nasty. Because if you don't, you're never going to be able to overtake those big nasties that you see from your opponent. Rocket Man, I don't know if that's really our answer here, given there are 2 fire phobies on the board. As Ando would say, global warming gaming. I don't know why Dragon retreated here, because that boss is wildly out of position. And gave the opportunity here for our hero to reclaim the point trivially. The smiley is also weird. I get it, right? Like, you want to be able to... it's an answer to more bees, but... And also, you can just kind of take this point, because your opponent's going to have to commit really hard. Our hero would have to commit really hard in order to kill it. But I absolutely agree that Dragon's retreat there seems strange. Now, the Murder Wing advance here has to be bait. I don't understand why else you would do this. Now, our hero has retreated all the way back here, and that doesn't seem spectacular. Because now, like, yeah, you just take a beating up here. Now, one thing they may not have realized, Dragon, is that you can Graylien this boss right now. The old switcheroo. And just like that, dead boss. I do like the body block here to prevent the disease from going on to the Jin Sting. Essentially, you're trading the bow for the boss, which seems fair. Oh no, they get the Graylien as well. Okay, I didn't think Dragon would have enough damage. How much HP on that jar cannon? 17. A cool 17, and it looks like, despite the body block, it didn't matter. Get a little more bees action. 1,000 damage off that stim. Down goes the Smiley. Electric Cat is the final phobie, but that is a diseased hematic Jin Sting and a barely clinging to life jar. How much HP does it have max? 609. It was a level 16 jar, which compared to Dragon's was level 17. This guy is probably not long for this world. Well, now that you have the block from the Electric Cat, Big Cannon Boy, you're not wrong. So there were 2 major things from Dragon that seemed out of place. The first was the retreat with the boss. That seemed very odd. The second one was, I don't know if they missed the Graylien play or they felt that it was worth it anyway. But regardless, triple panic point advantage for our hero here. Picking off the cap, but I don't think you can kill this stuff fast enough. Not with triple panic points beating down on you. Yeah, that's going to be ball game. GG. Well played. That was very close. That was very close. Phobies games tend to come down to just, 1 or 2 mistakes. And then that changes the scope of the game. GG. Next up, we got Strahd here on Biff's room. Yeti Gaming just got it and wanted to show it off. Nice. Nice. Gotta love a little Yeti Gaming to try and cool down the nonsense that we're seeing with all of these bosses, etc. Strahd, what are you doing? What is this? What am I looking at? Why? Look, we talked offline as I'm trying to build this playbook of build orders for people, but when I said go 1-1 into Hydra, I didn't mean Ted necessarily. However, we do in fact get a Ted into Jin Sting. It's a bold move, Cotton. It's a very bold choice. So is this. I mean, okay. You know, I don't hate this. I don't hate this. I mean, yeah, you're going to trade out one key, but it does force your opponent to do some weird stuff. Like, maybe not that weird. You're not even going to trade out one keys here. You just lose the one key. Since you had double one keys, I actually think this is not good. Like, you could have sent in a one key to take the middle point and sat on the other one, killed theirs, and still ended up in the same scenario, but without damage on your Jin Sting. That's not that big of a deal, most likely, but it does, like... I've been noticing more and more as I watch games, as I play games, that chip damage like this matters. Getting that little bit of damage on the Jin Sting could be the difference between taking it down on a later turn and not taking it down. We've seen it come up all the time because of levels, but it's not just a leveling scenario. It's also other factors. However, in the meantime, bad guy electing to invest 4 keys into Hydra, which I'm gonna, I don't know, press X to doubt here. The 9 keys, 8 of which become Yeti, and to be perfectly honest, I don't hate it here. Bad guy is maxed out. None of their phobies are fire phobies. This Hydra's just gonna die, I think. Yeti's such a cool phobie. But it's too bad it's not used much. Yeah, I mean, I wish Yeti... somebody was saying they feel Yeti is the best freeze phobie. I don't know if that's true. Like I said, Hydra getting frozen, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't even know how bad guy fights this. I mean, they could pop out a snowball and cook it to thaw it a little faster, but... Really? I don't know about this one. First of all, I don't believe you when you say you play Yeti. I've literally never seen you use it. Second of all, even if you do use it, that absolutely means that it has no bearing on whether Yeti is a commonly used phobia or not. Like, you can use a phobia, that doesn't mean that it's used a lot. I don't really understand bad guy's response here. I kind of feel they just panicked. Like, what just happened? What is this sequence? I use it when it's right, so not at all. Alright, Jin Sting's gonna get beat up on unless... Is the cooldown up? We're about to find out. Oh no, is this just dead? Never mind, it's just dead. I love Yeti's attack animation. Oh no! Chat, quick, we need some Mr. Freeze Arnold Schwarzenegger puns. We need some Mr. Freeze Arnold Schwarzenegger puns. Stat! Oh no.
No!
Chill. Chill. Like, I don't... Like, that... Yeah, that's a brutal turn right there. Like, just... GG, no re. I do like Yeti, and I need to use it more. Big brain time? I mean, yeah, I think that was kind of a big brain play. That was a good setup. You get a multi-kill like that, it feels good. And then, oh, by the way, something else is still going to get frozen. Our hero still has one key. Oh, they're just going for it? Because who needs to freeze anything when you can just kill it? Or not? Wait, what? Not like this! Why would you... 7 health! Oh, no. Not like this. Actually, I can use Yeti more because mine is level 16 and be the over-level guy. I mean, yeah, level 16 Yeti's pretty good. This got way dicier than it probably needed to be. I wonder if Strahd, like, ran out of time on that turn. I mean, this is cute. Wait, why are you... No, Strahd, what do you... What? I mean, I guess if they come after the boom, that means that they're not... I don't know. I assume this is dead. Boom. And like that should dash the hopes of bad guy because I don't think they're gonna kill a nearly full health Yeti. Does Yeti have a 3-turn cooldown? Yes. This is in fact a level 1 Yeti. In a game with like double-digit other phobies. Spooky scary. At a close game with Yeti and Akira versus enemy's boss, Akira, Smiley, and Noxious. So you're saying Akira carried again? Is that where we're going with this? Harley. Who's a good girl? What's the matter, baby? Tell you what's the matter. Yeti. Dominating. GG. Alright, chat. We have an excellent name. dontinklsnif. Tinklesnif. Sorry, excuse me. Isn't this a children's rhyme? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Is this like a children's rhyme? This sounds familiar. Or is this a reference to something? I don't know. Biggest brain play I've ever done. Finnegan is peak one of, if not the best fear in the game. Fight me. Alright, let's see. Event is done? I don't know. I think event is done tomorrow. Getting some fairly standard stuff out of both players here. Until Finnegan shows up real early in the game, because who said standard? Level 8. Alright, things are roughly around the 8 to 10 range. Slammer is the cooler but worse Finnegan. Slammer has its purposes, but... yeah, Slammerhead has roles. There are, like, Phobos. We've seen a lot of successful Slammerhead play on, for example. Alright, so what is this Finnegan doing? I don't really know what that Gravedigger was doing, either. Slammer's better, but less cool? I don't know. I think I like Slammerhead more than Finnegan. Also, notably, like, Finnegan's tail, it looks weird here. I don't know, it looks like it's coming out of the side of his leg. Spammerhead? That sounds like a totally different phobia that, like, it's literally the fear of spam. Which, I'm confident there's someone out there that has a phobia of spam. Not, like, emails or text messages, but, like, the food. If you can call it food. Our hero being very patient, both players banking up to 6. I mean, bad guy has an excuse. Alright, we get a little, get over here action. the classic Mortal Kombat 1, like original Mortal Kombat, not Mortal Kombat from that was MK9 or Mortal Kombat 1, the new game that's coming out, because why would we make things easy to understand from a naming convention? We're going to get over here into the uppercut from Finnegan. Spammerhead, the phobia I never want to face. Most people have phobies that they're... Most people have phobies that their local Red Lobster doesn't sell. What? One game I threw 3 phobies in the same pit with Slammerhead. Nice. Said it weird. I mean, yes. Imagine an email-based phobia. I mean, we have... Do we have any, like, technology? We have mechs, but not, like, technology ones, do we? I guess Dial is the closest. Spam is the Discord moderator's phobias. There was something else I was going to say, and I totally forgot. But at this stage, we get to stare down with... I mean... This is a hell of a board. Also, oh, that's what it was. I don't quite get the sacrificial Henrietta. Like, that seemed a little weird. Dancing Finnegan here. I don't really get the... Like, okay, you poisoned it. And this will die, but, like, I don't know. This could be the thumbnail, but I'm waiting for whatever the cool Slammerhead play is. I keep saying Slammerhead, the cool Finnegan play. Or if we get something else really funny, like a weird pause, that we always tend to have a few of those. Oh, is this happening? Is this a dead? Oh, that is awesome! Yo, that is big brain. That is big brain. We gotta look at this again. This is a big, big galaxy brain play. The boop! Get over here! Get wrecked! A tractor! Just absolutely pooped on! Hold on, I want to see if I can freeze frame this for the thumbnail, because I'm absolutely going to use this. Like, that's a pretty cool thumbnail, right? I think I'm going to use this and make Finnegan. It's been years since I saw something interesting. Like, this is actually... This play is super hype. That play is hype. Dontinklsnif, everyone. WIN-egan! That's going to be... the caption for the thumbnail. WIN-egan. Yeah, that's top tier pro plays. How do you come back from that just like psychologically? At that point you just surrender the game and go like, look, alright, you got me. That was savage. Here's the thing. Whenever you see plays like that, because our hero put Finnegan out there on what, like turn 2? That means they've set up that play before. Because you don't just go, oh, I'm going to put Finnegan on the board for the lulz and then just luck into one of these. It probably necessitated many, 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 many games of seeing the different play patterns and then going, boop, yoink, get wrecked. Honestly, this is one going in the back pocket for crypto. Opponent killing the Finnegan because they're silly, because they're tilted. That's why. That's an oopsie, baby. Also things I didn't anticipate seeing. At this point, I would just be so tilted if I was bad guy. Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. But that's actually a really cool way to try and break the stalemates here on this map, because that is not uncommon to see, okay, we're trading out 1 keys, and if your opponent doesn't do that, if they don't send a 1 key to the center, then they'll end up, they just give you the panic point. But if they ever send something in there, you boop it and then yoink all their stuff back in. Like, that's actually pretty cool. Is Stabby not used anymore? It is still used. It's not as ubiquitous as it used to be. I mean, I don't think it's because of the event. I mean, the event probably decreased the quantity of stabby in favor of Bowmangles, for example, but overall, I think that stabby has gone down in popularity, but certainly not in power level. GG. Well played. Well played. All right, we got somebody new here. Our hero is in the blue trunks. How do I pronounce your name? Kif Halek? I actually don't know how to say your name, so correct me in the comments. I apologize. I like pronouncing people's names properly. Poison Ivy saves the match. We're going to call you Kif until I get a correction on how to pronounce the name. Hey, Random, what's good? So we're getting a little bit of a... What level are we looking at, like, stress level-wise? Oh, my God. I swear, every time I go to check, it's because... Level 8. So we're looking at a lower, comparatively, stress level. Notably, no unicorns to start. But we are getting Bowmangles. We are getting some turrets here. You don't see it all the time? I mean, I don't feel like stabby is... like... Stabby definitely shows up less than it used to. When I say not all the time, I don't think I see stabby every game. Like, there were times a few months ago, maybe more than a few months at this point, but wow, that is an early Evo. Evo 2.0 specifically. But there was a point in time where it was like 100% of games had stabby. I've seen more Bowmangles and stabby recently. I think that's probably because of the event. Like, I will always take stabby over bow, basically. There's almost no point in my opinion, in trying to do bow over stabby. Like, almost across the board. Alright, so Ray Chargels is our hero's answer. Now, notably, bad guy banked to 6 and still has room on their team. So this could potentially be very scary. I do like the invade here, the push to get the cowbell on here. Not necessarily because the panic point, because nobody cares. It's definitely going to be retaken pretty trivially. But this prevents the Hevo from coming through, and in conjunction with the K9 causing some havoc here, because you could boop everything away, or most things away, and maybe snipe the Inoculus or something. Some bad things could happen, but the 6 keys get invested into Erratic. Our hero is not interested in advancing or even repositioning, for that matter. And bad guy is staging for their push. Once again, banking to 6, as well as our hero. Miss Moffat. I like the Moffat as an answer here. You're not... I don't know if I like where the Moffat is positioned, though. The thing is, I wonder if you had the Moffat here, for example... No, I was going to say maybe there's something bad that could happen with the combination of chain plus boop, but that's not going to happen. You wouldn't be able to reach. Spider repositioning makes sense. Now you threaten either side. Now, there's a lot of damage represented with this Hevo boop, but it's well out of position to really do anything meaningful. Okay, they're putting it back in the center. I was going to say, if you leave it there, it can get yoinked, but I don't know that our hero could really do anything. You get 2 hits here, 1 hit here, and that's about it. Hi, baby. She's trying to lay on the floor down here in the basement to be cooler, and, like, I don't think it's working. It's hot everywhere in this house. The house traps an enormous amount of humidity. Not even really heat. It's just gross. It's like being in a really uncomfortable bath. It's just rancid. May or may not use that as the, the intro. It has nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with Phobies. But it doesn't that sound like it could be Phobies related? It feels like it could be Phobies related. Phobies, the movie. I mean, wasn't Hakude, were you the one that was doing the Phobies comics, like, way back when? New map, Humidity? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a map in the future. Do we have a map called Existential Dread? No, it was Exponential Decay. Yeah, Rempast Dew became Exponential Decay. I feel like there should be a map named Existential Dread. Or maybe just a phobie named Existential, and it's just like another ghost phobie a la Alistor. Radiator could be a humidity-related phobie. I don't know. By the way, I can see why this Poison Ivy took over the game. Oh no, bad guy. I think I know what's about to happen. New map called New Map. That would actually be funny. The classic. I still want an undead T-Rex phobie, chat. This is a lot of damage going down on this Hevo, and it should be lethal. You get the yoink, this can move down here, the Ray can come in, bad guy just... I don't know what the Venus answer was for. But, yeah, I imagine that garnered a concession. Even if bad guy comes forward and juices the erratic, you're not killing the Ray. You could kill the spider. You don't have enough surface area to kill both, I don't think. I guess hypothetically, juice, this comes in, kill... No, because then you can't connect. Yeah, this would have been really bad. GG. GG. Just random. Can't spell their own name. Zoning in on the new map that I already forgot the name of. And it literally just showed. Opened my first 2 Dreadfuls and got some interesting things that appear in this game. Alright, let's see what we get. I've asked about that a long time ago, Mushry. Diabolical, thank you. In D&D, there are undead T-Rex that vomits even more undeads from their mouth and stomach. That does not surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. That's actually pretty cool, too. That's the note, by the way. I mean, yes, I did read the note. The note about the Dreadfuls. That is correct. So, chat, Diabolical is no longer in the rotation, right? Even if it is, what do we think about Diabolical? Do you like it? It was probably good that it was timed with the event. Ooh, we get a little creepy devil action, baby. We haven't seen one of these in a while. Haven't seen one of these in a while. I'm telling you, look at this. In-game model, it makes this part look even more like a face. I know this is supposed to be like a nose. The eyes would have to be like up here just below the hairline. And it's a sewn together undead, so maybe they just didn't put eye sockets, but you get what I mean. You like everything except Charon. Well, do you not like Charon on this map? I don't, actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen anybody try Charon on this map. Have I? I can't remember. He's a heckin' cutie. He's just a cute little guy. He's got a face for radio. Is this just a dead murder wing? Because I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know what bad guy's plan was with this. Yeah, chat's saying the same thing. What is that murder wing doing? It is getting cooked. The Eye of Sauron. I like everything, all maps, all phobies, except Charon. Fair. Pterodactyl's an undead dino. I'd love to see another phobia that's an undead T-Rex. I think undead dinosaurs are like... I wonder if the... I'm sure the team has a bunch of undead dinosaurs drawn up, right? Like, it seems like if we're just going with the general monster idea of fairly, like, that's an obvious one, I would say. The question is, do they not want to overdo it and oversaturate the idea? You know, like if the next expansion had 4 undead dinosaurs, it's going to overdo it, right? All right, kill number 1 with Creepy Devil. It hasn't really earned its investment back yet, but we'll see. Diabolical's good in my opinion, a little annoying at first glance, but nice after. Fair. Creepy Devil is mocking on the enemy. Wait, you know what? What level are we at? Alright, we're... Wait, what level was the Creepy Devil? Level 4, alright. Barzilla, but he never quit the drinking problem. Oh no. I feel like Doom should be able to see invisible phobies. Do they really need another answer? I haven't seen the invisible phobies enough to really have an opinion on them, truthfully. Like, what's the cooldown on this now? 2 more turns before this thing's even going to be able to do it again. And it's not really like... This is not really the most impressive phobie if it's not doing invisibility, right? Heard you like new maps? We put maps into maps. It's like playing Shahrazad in Magic. I think that's how you say it. Oh, no! That's a lot of Baba Yaga traps. I don't really use Boo Fairy much, mainly because I can't even get an ability. Yeah, Boo Fairy's not worth it. It's not a good phobie. Some phobies are just not good. And in general, it's okay for that to be true. It's also okay to not want that to be true. Hydra! That's a bold move there, Cotton. No, Boo Fairy's B tier. Bench tier. Dev team give him the best designs, the worst abilities. I don't know. We'd have to go through the list. I think that I am of the opinion that if we're gonna have bad phobies, like bad sushi is always the example. Just who cares if it's bad? Fine. It's ooh, we get a cupcake. I feel great. I almost want to skip the Finnegan thing, but I don't think we can skip the Finnegan. This would be a funny, funny thumbnail. Like, all of this is actually funny. I don't know, chat. We'll have to put it up to chat. Cupcake or Finnegan right now? New cloud phobia leaked? Boo Fairy is nice. People just don't understand it's better being ending phobies instead of middle ground phobia. No, I think Boo Fairy's just bad. You have to put in so much effort to get value out of it. Yes, just a phobia can be good in scenarios, but if you have to expend a ton of effort in order to make it, like, mediocre, why not just play a better phobia? Finnegan's better. That Stairmaster just got vaporized. Charon's existence is like washing your hands after taking a shower. What? Like, I think I get where you're going with that, but... Oh, by the way, our hero still has 15 keys left. We haven't really been paying attention to the game. Let's make a fake thumbnail with a fake new phobia. People do stuff like that all the time. Answer what, Master Dark? You didn't ask a question. You said... You made a comment saying Boo Fairy was good, and I said, no, it's bad. I mean, it's okay to like bad phobies. Doesn't make them not bad. Orange player is so kind, waiting a few turns for traps to be there, then sending in one unit to die. I mean, look, it's a give and take with these sort of games. You gotta give a little, and then you apparently eat traps in response. I don't know. The funny part is, there's probably a ton of Baba Yaga traps somewhere. We already saw that initial batch go off. But we get the reinforcement here for our hero. The staring match continues. Don't forget clickbait arrows and circles on the thumbnail. I never put that stuff on. I've done it, like, a couple times. I don't think any of them, like... If you Google, or not Google, well, I guess you could Google it, but if you search Phobies on YouTube, my videos are not the ones that come up first. So I don't think the clickbaity stuff is going to help me in any meaningful capacity because you're already on like page 2 or 3 of the results in order to find my videos. So either you already know what I do, therefore I don't need the clickbait crap, or you don't know what I do and you'll never see my stuff. Playing Charon is like taking a bottle of champagne and shot the bottle instead of the cork? What? As in, like, shooting the bottle off instead of the cork like a balloon? A glass balloon? And it's a dead Baba Yaga. Bad Guy, I feel like Bad Guy is... I don't know what the hell they're doing in this game. Could they have not pulled that hematic, or did it survive? It might have been able to survive through the pole. Like, because we can't see the test attempts. I mean, but now Bad Guy's going in. Trade the sheep for Baba Yaga, and then... I mean, and then we're going to get an invisibility kill. Ukune needs to explain his hate for Charon. Got him. Creepy Devil getting in there. The hematic lives... What? Oh, no. Clutching defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, that invade was looking great until the numbers worked out the way that they did. I mean, the hematic is going to die. We will get the beatdown going down on the rest of the team. There are still 6 keys in our hero's favor, and this Hydra has 1,800 health. No Gonzo. Why does this look like it has no health, but it has 787? I guess it must have already enacted the fire or something. I don't know. That was weird. Imagine a disease heal tile. It heals you, then applies disease, but it doesn't heal disease. That would be weird. I could definitely see some unique scenarios coming out of that, but I don't know that the game needs something that complex. Like, I think there are simpler ideas that will add equal or more layers of depth without having to add the complexity. Still want a mech that can change stim pads to healing spas and vice versa. I don't think we'll ever get a phobie that can either create or transfer healing spas. Transform healing spas. Is Cowbell still alive? Why is it still alive? Is it DC Decimi? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but yes, it does, as far as I know. I don't do it myself, but I know there are people who participate. Boolean creating healing spas. There's a difference between healing spas and stim pads, though. Like, creating stims is another level. Like, imagine if you had a Boolean for stim pads. How broken would that be? Think about how difficult it is to stage an attack into somebody with a Boolean who's set up healing spas. Now, imagine if they put down a stim. You're just hosed. GG. Virus is back. We've been talking about disease tiles, so I guess going to a virus game fits. I don't know. It's a weird segue, but we're going to go with it. Minecraft game with a lot of lobbers. Uh-oh. Well, always watching is a game for this. You should play Marvel Snap. I have. I've streamed it before. I have a lot of thoughts on Marvel Snap. Most of them are not positive, is what I would say. The too long didn't watch, didn't listen, didn't read, whatever, is that I think Marvel Snap, at its core, is a great game. Like, I think the rule set and everything is great. However, I just don't personally like Ben Bro design games. Yep, we are looking at viewer games. So Vira, although we're talking about random stuff while we're doing it too. 2 more after this game review end? Yeah, we're like, I'll probably be closing up the stream at that point. Like I said, I have to end a little early tonight just because of real life stuff, so. We're getting a fairly standard game thus far, although I will point out that our hero, Virus, did not go for a snowball. Bad guy obviously did claim this point down here. Our hero was able to claim the top with just 1 key. Speaking of Stabby, everyone's favorite voodoo doll, or least favorite voodoo doll, which implies that there's at least 2 voodoo dolls in your life. Quick pick here on the cat. Ooh, I like this. Siphons off the snowball here, meaning that there's a lot, because I was going to say, there's a risk that this Jin Sting just dies, because the leap, they could break the block, so that way the Stabby and the Hevo could get in, and then you get the Fireball, and the retaliation might not be great, but the follow-up here is Cyclops. Crushmore to the north, I imagine bad guy's going to try and go for the same thing, or do a similar plan to what I do, lock off the top, and then you got lobbers set up. All right, W's, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. AKA a joke tile? Yeah, that's a lot of things happening there, Steven. Dead Stabby? This seems like not the correct way to kill the Stabby, even though it's going to die. So, you could have got... Well, take it back. Ooh, alright, alright. I was going to say you probably want to kill it with the Contortio, but you also get the pick here on the Snowball. The problem is, with 6 keys and everything right here, it feels like this is a risk of, hey, they're just going to kill your stuff in retaliation. I don't like bad guy's response here at all. I think they could have killed those 3 Phobies by rolling their team down and then supplement it. What is happening in this game? What? You know, you gotta get at Michelangelo then, Akune. What are you talking about? Clinico coming in to heal up this Jin Sting. Yeah, I really don't like bad guy's response there. It felt as though our hero was overly aggressive and as a result could have been punished fairly hard, but bad guy didn't go for it. Bad guy's entirely locked out in the middle. Yeah, I don't... It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works out for them. This is where that line really fits. Notably, our hero has not gone for their own Crushmore. They've been pumping out other Phobies instead. They could have possibly just cracked the that block then. That's pretty cool. Notably, breaking the block this turn is valuable because Crushmore's not online. It's not like they can just immediately replace it. There's a form in my Discord, Quandavius, in order to submit games. So every Sunday I do viewer game reviews. And there's a Google form that I have so that I can keep everything in a spreadsheet and I can keep it organized. On regular stream nights, you can redeem points to, we'll just stop what I'm doing and then do a game review. Yeah, the Jin Sting that should have died 5 turns ago just died. This does not look good for our hero, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yes, the Hevo's gonna die. But, like, I don't know. Oh, you can get it with the jar. Okay. Alright, that's better than I thought. Can you get the crush more? There's no way, right? Alright, pick the Gravedigger. Still 10 keys remaining, though, and there's still a fair amount of heart health left. A little Chuck action. I've actually taken to trying Chuck on this map. Where thousands of times. Who did a scientific study on this, Akune? A lot of lobbers in this game. A lot of Terraform in this game. This is somebody trying to live in a gated neighborhood. This is almost an S. It's like an upside-down question mark. I mean, bad guy's gonna have to retreat. They don't have the damage to take down this heart. One thing I'm a little surprised by is that our hero never snuck a Phobie down here. Because then they would have had a 3-1 panic point advantage and absolutely forced bad guy back. Boop. I mean, you can... Bad guy actually is putting a bunch of pressure on here. 41-44. Little under... Or a little over 1900 health. But the heal on Clinico is down. So pressure... Like, the Chuck still gets 2 hits. If they can break this block this turn, the Chuck could be dead. Or the Hevo could be dead, rather. I guess they're just doing it a different way. Yeah, they're just doing it a different way. I was going to say, like, this Hevo should be dead. And that should all but lock up the game at this point. Bad guy broke this block, so yeah, they're going to get some panic points here. Or a panic point. Evo 2.0 getting uninvited guests. Yeah, they were pretty insistent and kind of kicked that door in. Down goes Jar. Reclaim the panic points. Yeah, that Crushmore's on a stem, but I don't think it matters. It does not appear that it matters. It's just going to be a matter of our hero chasing him down, but I think bad guy sees the writing on the wall and has surrendered their forces at this point. This just did not seem like a very effective game plan from bad guy. When they locked themselves in, it was kind of like... How do I put this? I like the strategy on this map of locking where Chuck is, top or bottom, and with Crushmore, and then letting Crushmore go to town on the heart. It allows you to put a lot of pressure on your opponent. For me, it's like between 1,000 and 1,100 damage a turn. It forces them to react. If you have to peel out, you can. But when you lock yourself in like that, 3/4 or more of bad guys' forces just were doing nothing. So, GG Virus, GG. GDFuZe, our hero here on Vile Vortis. Little Leaper Car and Avatar action going on. Okay, maybe Fire Ant is pretty good. Oh, okay, timeout. There were people that have been crapping on Fire Ant, and I want to know what planet they're from, because I don't think it's from planet Earth. Fire Ant is very good. Before judging me too hard, just know I had no idea that underground off-brand Moly Bully worked. You mean Tiny Tim? Or is this a joke about Grimes? Post a rare numbskull double kill in Discord. Nice. Oh, you got Jeeves? Grats, Kuros. They're from the sun. So we get an interesting response here from GDFuZe, as opposed to the tip. Well, we also get the Tiny Tim here, which I do really like on this map. Which is also notable. Both players had weird openers. So instead of the typical one-key snowball going first, it was blank snowball pass into Tiny Tim, which is cool. Then you get, instead of Cassowary snowball going second in order to threaten their snowball and keep them from taking the top, it was snowball one-key pass to get the Fire Ant online early. Both of which are pretty cool. Little wrinkles to change up the gameplay. Thing I like about Fire Ant is the fact that their fires extinguish when it's frozen. You mean on the Phobie itself? I don't think I've seen a frozen Fire Ant in some time, so I don't know. Alright, Killian. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. So we do get the nose setting off the fire here. This is, by the way, a level 9 Tiny Tim. I played against a Tiny Tim on this map yesterday, I think. Maybe it was Friday. I like the idea. I don't know how effective it is, because you are syncing 6 keys to effectively be a 1 key. Like, sure, you can tank a lot of damage, but your opponent could also just not attack it, right? And sure, you can dart around the board and cap points, but eventually they'll... Ooh, we get a foul! That is unexpected. The bad guy with a 4-to-1 panic point advantage points in favor of Tiny Tim here, since it's been able to easily capture these points, but it is at half health at this stage. Despite all of the defenses, still getting softened up. Chicken nugget gameplay. I do appreciate when traps don't end up on the panic points, although this one, I guess, was fine originally. And we get a Crushmore into the foul. Now, I love Crushmore on this map, but good guy really wants his Tiny Tim dead. I mean, look, that guy's a nuisance. You know, we need a groundhog Phobie, chat. I just had a really weird thought, chat. What are the odds we get an undead beaver Phobie before we get an undead T-Rex? I don't know why when I said groundhog that I then thought, hey, we're going to get a beaver Phobie. But that's the thought that came to mind. Get the block from Crushmore. You love to see it. Locking out the foul. It can connect with this pterodactyl, but it's not going to end well for that foul. Good morning for the future. Welcome, Ondo. What's good? Yeah, it was annoying me that he wasn't dying, and I didn't know when he wasn't underground, so I spent too much time on my turn simply wasting time. Honestly, I don't hate the idea. Like, you didn't necessarily have... Oh, well, instead of hitting... I mean, this is really bad. This seems like an error. I was going to say, you didn't necessarily have great scenarios to... like, go after something else instead of Tiny Tim. And softening it up is fine, because it's going to take time to kill it otherwise. But this seems like an error. This trap could be awesome, though. This kind of discourages your opponent from going on that point, though. Or on that spot. Tiny Tim not quite eaten it yet. I probably would have liked to see the pterodactyl here. Couldn't it? Because it was here, right? No, it was down here. Yeah, so it never would have reached. Never mind. And you can't put it here because it risks a yoink and something terrible happening. This is not looking good for our hero. Admittedly, they still have 10 keys. Bad guy invested in a woolly bully, which is weird, and I don't understand this Firkin at all. Have you played this person before, Fuse? Did you catch them with like a I don't know, a Mildred or something? Why did they go Firkin here? This is a lobber? It's a level 10 Firkin, so it has okay damage output. And I mean, you can turn off... I mean, now you can turn off the sheep, but you can turn off Crush more. The bad guy has, like, every advantage here other than panic points. Trap number 1. Well, number 2, technically. Got him. I have no idea about the Firkin aside from the lob. I also didn't know he lobbed, so I gave him free damage later on by accident. Fair enough. Good block here, although that foul may just dive. Foul's another phobia that I need to use more often. I kind of forget it exists, which is arguably very telling about it. Oh no. No, not like this. No. I just unlocked Foul, so I'm happy to use it. Foul represents a lot of cool things, but it is a melee phobia, so it makes life very challenging. Alright, so our hero's out of keys, by the way, and that's a diseased Crushmore. The Crushmore presumably trades for the spider, but I don't think you can kill this Hevo. Alright, spider down. Now, there's no real way for bad guy to threaten the pterodactyl right now, though, so you can just lay into this Hevo. But you are going to have to make it work with basically 4 phobies now. Not basically, literally 4 phobies. I assume this is the part where you said you gave them free damage because of the lob. Because this positioning probably didn't need to happen. That's true, Rybread. The Moly Bully and Tiny Tim don't actually know because they're underground. They're like Tremors. If anybody's seen that movie, or that series of movies, because apparently there's like 8 Tremors movies. Little fart explosion going on. The animation for that effect is really cool. Our hero playing it safe. You could have made an argument to maybe put the pterodactyl here, but I guess it croaks if it does. I don't know how they get through with enough damage to actually kill it. Although, there is the argument that they kill the sheep and then disease the pterodactyl, which is probably a better reason to avoid it. Tiny Tim putting in work. You realize Tiny Tim has not made a single attack this game. Because I don't think he did, unless I missed it. The Tiny Tim has just been running around capping points. Board control. He did? I missed it. Oh yeah, he killed the cassowary. He's like, I'm gonna get 1 attack in. I'm done. That's a disease onto... What is this called? That's a funky chicken onto Hevo. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Ooh, that's pretty scary. You should have enough damage to kill this Tiny Tim, I think? Might not. Maybe not both the Foul and Tiny Tim. Foul used funky chicken on Hevo. It's not effective. Ash Ketchum would 100% do that in the show. Like 1,000% chance. Been here since the beginning. Tiny Tim is a real OG. True. Don't call it a comeback. He's always been here. Like, look at this! Not even enough damage. Oh my god. Tiny Tim. Oh no, bad guy. Here's the turning point. 5-0 panic point advantage, though. Bad guy didn't even have to do this. There was just no... They didn't have to do this. They were getting greedy. Oh, bad guy got so greedy here. It did not have to be like this. All their forces up in smoke. Well, pretty much everything. You're going to be left with, what, a firkin and a muffin? Oh, the Moly Bully survives. Or the Woolly Bully, rather. Tim does, in fact, go to that giant hole in the sky. That doesn't really... That doesn't have the ring to it that I had hoped. And our hero now has the opportunity to stabilize. 1,172 health on the heart. He died of fire cancer? That sounds like how you get your comic book superpowers. Muffin on his way to nuke the heart. Bonk. Bad guy must be kicking themselves after that. I would be very upset. I'd be very upset. The positioning here at the end was important because there's a point that Muffin that if he capped an extra point, I would have lost. Fair. I could definitely see that being true. We haven't quite gotten to that point yet, I don't believe. Brief panic point advantage for our hero. I mean, once you kill this, assuming you kill it quickly, it's just run and go. Like, they... Well, if they put it on the point, you could have got pulled onto it, so that's probably why they positioned here. But yes, I agree with this. This is a good heads-up play. Hard health. 467. And at this stage, all our hero has to do is literally stand on panic points. Stand on 3 panic points, and they can't win the game. But bad guy is cooperating here. I've seen games like this before where Muffin was the last phobie, and this was basically what happened. Well done. Very well done, GD. It was looking very scary, and then bad guy, just the overconfidence got him. The one mistake. And that's the game. Alright, Master Dark closing out this particular viewer game set. What do we got here? Finally beating Stelios' over-leveled Phobies. Alright, how over-leveled are we talking? That's over-level 20, 21, and 19, respectively. Seems good. Seems good. Your best are level 12. It's always the same argument. Yes. You can beat levels. Obviously, we're about to watch a game where that happens. But levels give you... And level 21 seems good. Yep. I've always thought about getting a quote bot, chat, where like... Because I don't think Moobot can do it without me jumping through a lot of hoops. I think... What do you think, chat? Would it be fun to have a quote bot? I have no idea why they... That's why they did it, because the Sockassin actually lives. How stupid is that? I mean, it is an electric cat, but at the same time, the Sockassin living is super frustrating. Gin Sting is 2040 at level 20. It's a big Gin Sting. Excuse me. But yeah, it's the same usual argument where, yes, you can beat levels, but they allow you to make mistakes. We actually saw, I think I played against somebody who had a level 22 Gin Sting, because I remember it being higher than 2040. Like, I thought it was 2100 health. Microscopic? Really? Hoploy's level 25. Maybe we saw a Hoploy game then. That is an invade and yields a dead Murder Wing. Can our hero... Can you deal 2,000 from this? Probably not, right? Because you're going to need these two to kill this. And without Murder Wing, there's nothing else that can get over here onto this. Well, you could Maggie, but then you're not connecting with the microscopic on the stem. Well, you know what you can do? You can leap off the stem, get the extra 3. Is this going to be enough? This might be enough. Oh, nice! Nice! Microscopic. Speaking of Maggie, Maggie does show up. Yeah, the leap off the stem was the missing component, and definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Big Brain Gaming is right. We've had some big brain plays tonight. We've definitely had some big brain plays tonight, chat. Some definitely awesome ones. That's the thumbnail. Over the... Oh, you weren't here for the Finnegan one, though, bitchy. I think you missed the Finnegan play. You're going to have to catch that on replay. It was actually super hype. So, here's something that... I was going to say that... I love cassowary freeze frame leaps. They're hilarious to me. What I was going to say is, even though bad guy kind of threw some phobies into the wood chipper, a level 17 Alistor is super scary. It's verging on immortal because it pumps out so much damage and it's so difficult to deal enough in a single turn. Panic point advantage still in favor of bad guy, and we get a foul. Another foul. Yeah, he did actually look like a piranha. You're not wrong. The keys are even, so our hero can reclaim this with the cowbell and then set up defensively so bad guy has to invade. Alistor's nothing compared to my diseased chicken. I mean, are you going to send in foul right now and sacrifice it? Never mind, they're not going to do it. There's Puff. Puff has kind of taken over beauty duties for those who have the ability to get Puff. And at this rate, I'm going to get Puff before I get Blasto or Beauty. That seems like an error there, Master Dark. I don't know about that one. But at the same time... Is there a big brain play about to happen? Because we do get a big ol' yoink here. Double hits from... You might get the connection on with the foul. Yeah, there it is. There it is. 0 keys left for either player, but like... Can bad guy punish this? This still looks kind of dicey. I did get a lot of new phobies in the last pack opening, but I also opened how many Dreadfuls? Like, come on. Come on. How much is the disease for? Oh, bad guy, why? Why did you pull back? That's gonna do nothing. It's taking 780 damage from disease. Why'd you do that? Why did this happen? That didn't have to happen. Yeah, the Alistor is toast. Your time is up. GG. Well played, Master Dark. Well played. Yeah, it looks scary with that puff pole, but I had a feeling with the attractor. I just didn't know if you had quite enough damage, and I didn't feel like pausing it. Managed to squeak that one out, we'll say. GG, well played. But, chat, we managed to get through those pretty quickly. Like I said, we're going to be calling it early, a little bit early tonight. As mentioned a couple times earlier, we will be back for Variety tomorrow. More Phobies at the end of next week. I've talked about it before, but we didn't get to do Fright Night this month. I'm working on trying to get it set up for August. I have a bunch of real-life stuff going on, basically from now until the end of the year. So it's going to be really difficult to make a lot of different things happen. But I'm going to do my best. We'll do what we can. But it was definitely a lot of fun tonight. We had some really hype games, some really great plays. I got some clips that I need to edit on top of doing the video editing for this, because I think they deserve to get a little bit of spotlight based on this. If you have your own games, you want to get them submitted, of course, hit up the Random Thoughts Discord. Link for that is down in the video description of this YouTube video, down by the like and subscribe button. The live stream link is also there. The Discord, of course, as mentioned, is also where you're going to find out about Fright Night first, and all the details there. I try to keep everybody abreast of the status through that channel. But that's going to do it for this evening, so as always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter.